Welcome to Time Well Spent, a podcast from LaborSync, the only real-time, multilingual timesheet software your business will ever need. So imagine it's 4 o'clock on a Friday. Your crew is just running on fumes after a 60-hour week. The client is, demanding progress. And a rookie decides to skip a mandatory harness check just to save 5 minutes.
Yeah, we've all seen how that story ends.
Right. It's a disaster.
Yeah.
So today we're looking at a LaborSync blog article to figure out how to stop treating safety like this dusty paperwork checklist and actually start treating it as a living, breathing team sport.
Exactly. And transforming that culture, it means moving past the bare minimum compliance. You have a real safety-first environment when your veteran workers actively stop the newer guys from cutting corners.
Yeah.
It's when a team knows they can pause a job for safety reasons without worrying about upper management just breathing down their necks,
Which makes me think of that mandatory safety manual that's always just sitting in the site trailer. For a lot of teams, that OSHA compliance binder is like, it's like a treadmill sitting in the corner of a bedroom.
Right, a very expensive clothing rack.
Exactly. Like it was bought with good intentions, but human nature takes over. The friction of actually using it is way too high, and it's completely divorced from daily behavior.
Yeah.
But, honestly, let me push back a bit. When a project is 2 weeks behind schedule and a client is furious, isn't it just the logical move to add a Saturday or push for a late night to catch up?
Well, the math might look good on a spreadsheet, sure, but it totally ignores the biological reality of fatigue. Pushing a crew past their physical limit actually degrades their cognitive function.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, their peripheral vision literally narrows, and their reaction time drops to, the equivalent of being legally intoxicated.
Wait, really? Intoxicated?
Yes. That's why tracking hours is actually your first line of defense. It isn't just this administrative chore for payroll, It's a diagnostic tool. If you can see in real time that a crew has crossed that 60-hour threshold...
You can jump in.
Precisely. You intervene before that cognitive decline leads to an emergency room visit.
But intervening requires actually knowing they're hitting those hours, which is, let's be real, pretty much impossible if time cards are submitted a week late on a crumpled piece of paper.
Yeah, that doesn't help anyone.
The blog article points out that moving to real-time location and time tracking gives you immediate visibility. Like if there's a sudden severe weather event, you know exactly who is on site and can account for everyone instantly.
Right. It prevents that dangerous, panicked scramble between locations. And, that immediate visibility also changes the whole psychological dynamic of safety, because historically, safety management has been super punitive.
Right. Like you get caught without a hard hat, you get written up.
Exactly. But when automated software handles the data collection in the background, you remove the friction of manual entry. Foremen aren't just staring down at clipboards, filling out repetitive forms.
Their eyes are up.
Yes. They're actually watching the crew, which means they can catch and actually reward positive behavior. Building a habit loop around rewards like a monthly safety bonus, extra PTO, or even just a catered lunch for zero-incident milestones.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it rewires the brain to associate safety protocols with positive outcomes rather than just annoying delays.
Okay, that psychological shift makes total sense. But the mechanism of getting there relies on GPS-enabled time tracking. Any crew is going to look at a dot on a map tracking their movement and immediately think corporate is playing Big Brother to just, squeeze every ounce of productivity out of them.
Well, that reaction is practically guaranteed unless you change the framing. The technology isn't there to monitor how long someone takes on a water break. It's an emergency tether.
Okay, an emergency tether.
Right. If you have a lone worker in a remote section of a massive job site, that GPS ping is literally how you find them if scaffolding gives way. It's about creating a safety net. And because the software is silently handling the compliance logs, your safety managers transition from being paper pushers to actual coaches.
Wow. Yeah.
They spend their time training the crew instead of just chasing down signatures.
So when the administrative burden disappears, safety becomes a natural byproduct of the workflow rather than a roadblock to the real work. That's huge.
It really is. And, before we wrap up, I'd suggest taking a hard look at your own daily operations. Just ask yourself, are your safety protocols actually designed to protect your people, or are they just designed to protect your company from liability?
That is a great question to leave off on. This episode of Time Well Spent was brought to you by LaborSync. Track employee hours and job site locations in real time from any device. Start your risk-free trial today at laborsync.com/.